I don't even know how to start this video, but you can already tell by the title, and if you follow me on other platforms, you already know what's coming. I'm pregnant. This is news that I've been sitting on for a while. It's been a very strange couple of months. Not even a couple at this point. It's been a strange few months. Obviously, the last time I spoke anything to do with like pregnancy on my channels, it was not so great news. So I think partly that's why I've been so reluctant to share. And even now, I don't know if I'm fully ready to just start like talking about it loads, or I don't know what I'm going to share, honestly. But I also feel like I'm getting to the point where it's becoming a bit harder to not talk about physically. I'm changing a lot, and with me getting back to the vlogs, I don't want it to become this thing where like you can see my body changing and I'm not acknowledging it. So I'd rather just kind of acknowledge it now. Just before I continue with the rest of this video, I just want to preface that the background is gonna be looking a little bit weird. In this video, we have moved home very recently and I'm in the process of unpacking and sorting everything out, so it kind of looks like I'm unpacked, but also there are boxes kind of surrounding me everywhere. So if things are looking a little bit untidy or looking still like boxed up, it's a work in progress, okay? And that is something that has been taking me a while because the tiredness, the exhaustion, yeah, that's been a tough battle. It's been an uphill battle. We are over halfway at this point, so it's a little bit scary, but I did just want to kind of do this sit down video to, I guess, share the news with you guys. And to be honest, I did have a different video in mind when I was thinking of like uploading something to share the news with you. I had filmed or like kind of documented my first trimester in a way, but it was very much like week by week I would just sit down and talk about how I was feeling. So I feel like I'll probably share some of that with you in parts of this video. I actually found out I was pregnant around 6-ish months ago. I think I might be pregnant. I feel so crazy saying that because I'm literally only 1 day late on my period. It was due yesterday, but because I've been through this before, some of the symptoms are feeling very familiar. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like my mind is going on overdrive, so I just need to figure out what's going on. Okay, I've done the test. 3 minutes are up, I'm literally shaking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so strong. I didn't expect that. Oh my god, I knew it. I knew it. Oh my gosh. I don't think my brain is processing that right now. Oh my gosh, I hope it's different this time. Now I need to figure out how to tell Sunny. Just watching that video back is crazy. Like all the emotions and things that you feel when you get a positive test, there's just no words to even describe it. There's no words to describe like how it's a really weird experience, like finding out you're pregnant for a second time without necessarily like actually having a child previously, if that makes any sense. Let's talk about our first trimester because what a 3 months those were. Why did no one prepare me? Why did no one warn me how difficult those 3 months were going to be? I wish someone had told me. I wish someone had prepared me even the littlest bit, because I was so naive. I had no idea how bad it was going to get. And it got really bad. And I'm just talking symptom wise. Like I had no idea like how sick I was going to be. And it's weird because obviously prior to getting pregnant, my biggest fear and my biggest concern was actually delivering a baby. Like that was always the part where I was like, I don't think I could do that. That is what scares me the most. And I never even gave the pregnancy part a second thought because I just thought, yeah, you're going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, you're going to get bigger. Yeah, you're going to get heavy and tired and maybe a little bit sick. But the real scary part is pushing the baby out and it being here and like everything else. Nobody wanted to share the fact that pregnancy as a whole is probably one of the hardest things physically I've ever gone through, especially that first trimester. And like I said before, I do have a few clips of me talking through my first trimester, like week on week. So I'll share a few of those clips with you now because that was me like in the moment, and obviously I'm a few months on from that now. So I'd only be talking in hindsight, but I still remember how bad it was. It was pretty bad. According to my app, I don't know how accurate this actually is, but according to this, I'm 4 weeks and 5 days right now. It's very early, very early, but I feel like I've been hit by a truck, as in tiredness levels. I've never felt anything like it. I honestly, every time I get up and do a single task, I need to go back and nap for 3 hours. I feel like I'm being dramatic and I feel like I'm over exaggerating it, but I could fall asleep standing up. That's how I feel. I also can't stop eating. I feel hungry all the time and my chest hurts so much 24/7. The bloating is crazy business. Even when I haven't eaten, the bloat is still there. Can someone tell me why I've reverted back to 15-year-old me? Because the breakouts are breakouting. I've done everything I can to get rid of these and they're just not budging. All my other symptoms that I think I shared previously are pretty much the same. All in all though, I am feeling very calm. Like that's just my general emotion throughout the day. Also, my appetite. I've been eating, and this probably is going to be, some people are going to be like, that's my normal breakfast. But for me, this is not normal. I eat 4 toasts and 2 boiled eggs. 4 toasts, that's a lot for me. I barely used to eat 1 toast in the morning for breakfast, and now I'm eating 4. And it doesn't stop there. I constantly feel the need to eat, because if I stop eating, I start feeling sick. But then if I do eat, I still feel sick after eating. So yeah, that's a bit of a struggle as well. I'm still so early on, so I don't even know why I'm feeling so conscious about showing, because I technically shouldn't really be showing anything yet, but it's just bloating. Like I'm so bloated. Let me give you a little bit of a, normally I'm just so no bump. I just feel like you can really tell that I'm bloated, and I hope no one sees that and thinks, what's going on there? I also got the call to book in my first appointment officially to like see the midwife earlier today. That made it feel a little bit more real, because I feel like this stage, you don't even know if this, like what you're going through is real. I know it's real, I feel it all, but I don't know, there's just like nothing to prove it except for a line on a stick at this point. I am getting spot after spot and it's totally under control, out of control. Yeah, I don't have much good things to say about the symptoms, to be honest, because they're coming in thick and fast. I actually ended up in hospital. It was different to last time. The issue was different. I don't quite know what the issue was, to be honest, but I started feeling really lightheaded. I was getting a lot of pain. I couldn't breathe. It was a whole situation. We ended up in hospital. Everything did end up fine, thankfully. It's so strange because it's around the same time that the same kind of thing happened last time around. Although last time was obviously a very different story. I was bleeding. And they were kind of trying to work out if the same thing was happening to me again. And it made me realise the pain and everything I felt last time around when I actually miscarried. What I was feeling was contractions. The only reason I know that now is because when they were trying to like get me to describe the pain and where it was, and they were trying to understand like what was happening, one of the doctors, I don't know if by accident, he basically said contractions in a sentence or something like that, and I was thinking, oh, hold a minute, you're trying to decide whether you think I'm having contractions or not, which basically I didn't know that could happen before the baby was actually at that level that you would need to like go into labour basically. But apparently when you have a miscarriage, that's what happens, like your uterus tries to eject the baby out, which causes the contraction feelings. So now I've learned that that's what I experienced last time, and now I'm terrified because that was so painful, and I'm just thinking, if I experience that for real and a baby actually has to come out, Oh my god, let's not even think about that because I might actually throw up. One of my new symptoms is nausea. I just can't really eat anymore. Like the amounts, I was eating a lot of food in the 4th week, and all of a sudden I hit 5 weeks and I can't really eat that much anymore. Just the thought of food makes me feel sick. My meals have had to become a lot smaller and a lot more regular and more like snacks, to be honest. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I have actually booked myself a scan at 7 weeks. So it is like an early reassurance scan, private one, just to actually log what day we're on. 5 weeks and 4 days, and I also calculated the other day I had my miscarriage last time, 5 weeks and 5 days, so that'll be tomorrow. And I don't know why I'm doing this. My head is really strange, but I'm in my head, that's like a threshold that I need to cross to feel safe. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically, in my head, I'm trying to not get in my head about it. I'm really trying hard not to, but I am also feeling like the 5 week and 5 day mark. I really just want to pass that, and then I feel like I'll be a bit relieved because in my head I feel like that's the danger zone. I don't know, because obviously anything can happen at any time. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily safe after that, but I think it's just because of my prior experience. I feel like unsafe prior to that point. And I know obviously every situation is so different. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen now, and the fact that I've already ended up in hospital, and it obviously was a different story this time, has given me a bit more of a, I don't know, I do still feel a bit on edge about the fact that we've not passed the point where I had my last miscarriage, although we're only 1 day away at this point. So I'm feeling like as long as we pass that point, hopefully we can get to 6 weeks this time, and then I feel like I can breathe a bit more. We're currently 7 weeks and 3 days, and the past couple of weeks have been a write-off, if I'm being completely honest. It's been really hard. A lot harder than I ever thought being pregnant would be. And I never really had any expectations. I didn't know what it'd be like fully. I mean, the last time I was pregnant, it didn't last very long. I got to 5 weeks and 5 days, and at that point I had felt the exhaustion more than anything. I didn't really have any other like major symptoms, but this time around I got to 5 weeks and I started to feel really nauseous. The nausea was progressively getting intense throughout the 5th week, but I think towards the end of the 5th week the food aversions kicked in, the nausea got worse, and then I got to week 6 and that's when the gagging started. I was gagging at everything, breathing in the air was making me gag. The sight of certain things, smells started to get stronger. Everything was putting me off. Like there was a certain meal every day that I could eat and everything else was just making me want to throw up. But I wasn't throwing up, I was just gagging very regularly, very frequently on a day-to-day basis, and it progressively got worse. Towards the end of 6 weeks, I started to actually be sick. I've started to vomit every single morning without fail. Like I don't have anything to vomit, and it's always in the morning as well. I'll wake up and I'll just need a puke, and there won't be anything to puke up, so I'll just be there like fully projectile vomiting, and like nothing's like this morning water came up because that's all I'd had in the morning. Like I threw up my water and it was very disgusting. This is the part that I'm really struggling with because there are a lot of things I can handle. I can handle pain. I feel like I have quite a high pain threshold. I can handle feeling unwell. I've got a stuffy nose. I've had a sore throat. I've felt like I've had a cold throughout the majority of the last couple of weeks. I can handle that, okay? I can handle the tiredness. I can handle whatever you want to throw at me, like me not liking certain foods or whatever. But being sick, feeling sick is one thing I cannot handle. I just don't do well with that. There was a point where talking too much would make me throw up, but it's just so annoying. I feel like my taste is different now as well. Like I constantly have this disgusting taste in my mouth, and it's like every time I eat something there's a lingering, like the aftertaste is always vile, like it's disgusting and it makes me feel sick, and then it makes me not want to eat that thing ever again, even though while I was eating that thing I was fine, I was enjoying it and I had no problems with it, but the aftertaste puts me off every piece of food for life, and it's so frustrating. I have a lot to update you on because I think the last time I actually picked up my camera properly was at 7 weeks, and I'm now 12 weeks and 2 days. We hit the 12-week mark, guys. I feel so like on edge still a little bit just because my scan is actually tomorrow. So we haven't like got the all clear yet because we're waiting to have that scan. I've been so flipping unwell. Honestly, this whole experience hit me like a ton of bricks so hard. I wish I was warned. I do. I wish I was more prepared to feel the things I felt, because oh my gosh, this is the hardest thing in the world. Like, I don't know why I had this picture of pregnancy being this like 9 months where you don't get your period and you finally get a break from that crap, and then the only thing you really need to worry about is obviously like being uncomfortable with as you get bigger, a bit of sickness in the morning because that's what everyone depicts it as, and then the real issue is actually popping the baby out. That's what I was always afraid of the most. I never ever considered for a second how difficult the entire at least so far first trimester, oh my gosh, that has been an awful experience. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I think it's just the relentlessness of it, like just week after week, day after day, feeling so dreadful. I actually don't even know really in my brain understand how I got this far because of how bad it's been. But I don't want to complain too much because obviously it's such a blessing, and like I never even got to experience these things last time around, so I don't want it to sound like moaning about it. I just want to express like how unexpectedly difficult this whole first trimester has been, because it has been, and I wish more people talked about that, to be honest with you, because the thing is everyone hides their pregnancy at least till the 12-week mark. Some people hide it for longer, but a lot of people, at least for the first trimester, don't speak about it, so you don't really know what goes on in that time, and I feel like women need to know what's in store for them. Like, I just had my first shower today without gagging, so that was an absolute win for me. I think I also brushed my teeth this morning without gagging, so that was great too. Anyways, we had our scan and I had the photo. Oh, I don't think I showed you the photo. I don't think I really like even took you along with me, because basically I paid 70 something pounds for this private scan, yeah? I wasn't even allowed to take a photo or a video. We definitely did take a video. They did give me a photo, one piddly little photo, but our little bean, look. Isn't that just the cutest thing in the world? When I saw it on the screen, I was like, ah, that is living inside my belly. Obviously it's going to look very different to this now. That is so cute. It's so cute. Oh, that was at 7 weeks. Yeah, I'm just really excited to actually see it again today, because it's been 5 weeks. I've not seen my baby. Like, obviously it's been growing and I've been feeling all the effects of it growing, but I haven't seen it, and I feel like it's a different experience. Like, it just like puts you in a different headspace when you visually see your baby. It's official. We are out of the first trimester trenches. I actually had the 12-week scan a few weeks ago now. I thought as soon as I turn 12 weeks, I'm going to instantly feel better. My symptoms are going to go, and it's just doesn't work like that. It's so weird. Like, I did feel better that day. I was so excited about the scan and getting to see our baby again, and like them telling us everything was okay. By the way, everything is okay. Well, from what we know, baby still had a heartbeat and everything. And the thing is, you start feeling good and then it slams you back down to reality. In a couple of days' time, you start feeling as bad as you did right at the beginning, and then you start gradually feeling better again, and then it happens again. So it's not like an upward trajectory, it's like constantly up and down. It's very unpredictable and it's really annoying actually. So I would love to say like, yeah, I'm feeling so much better. First trimester is officially past us. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better than I was, don't get me wrong. I still am sick and stuff, but it's not on the level that it used to be, so that is my saving grace. That entering the second trimester has been a little bit easier on the body. After the appointment, we actually went and did these photo booth photos, which is so cute. Just to mark the occasion and memories, you know? So this is our little Bob. Ah, what a little cutie. Oh, can't believe it. The fact that that's in my belly, like, low-key freaks me out a little bit. I'm just trying my best to find like little ways and things that I can enjoy the process a bit more now that I've come out of the roughest part, or what people call the roughest part, the first trimester. I spent a lot of my first trimester just alone and dealing with it myself, and obviously I had my husband, and thank my lucky stars and like everything I have to thank to have someone like him in my life, because I genuinely would not have survived the past 3 months without him. Like, I I'm so freaking lucky to have a husband like him, and I have to reiterate what people always say. I know it's kind of hard because you just never know until you're put in a situation like this. Like, I would have never known how he would behave while I was pregnant. Like, we've just not been through that experience before, so it's so hard. But I feel like you can gauge sometimes how someone would behave in certain situations based on how they behaved previously. And I just have to say, pay close attention to that before you commit yourself to a person for the rest of your lifetime. Please, please pay attention to their behaviours. Pay attention to how they treat you when you're unwell, when you have nothing to offer them, when you're at your lowest. Pay attention to that, because oh my goodness, like, I couldn't even imagine it. Sometimes I read TikToks and like people's stories online of how they were treated when they were pregnant, and I actually, like, it breaks my heart. Like, that's some people's experiences, because like, just knowing how hard it is on your body, mentally, physically, emotionally, it is so hard on you as a woman to have to deal with a shit man on top. That would have set me over the edge. That I would absolutely have not got to this point if it wasn't for Sonny. He's been literally the only person that I've had to lean on throughout this time. Yeah, it was very lonely, it was very difficult, but like, I'm just so lucky to have someone that always continues to meet me where I'm at. Like, whatever I can't do, he will always pick up the slack on that. And I think that's the kind of like person you need in your life in general, in any aspects. Like, if you get unwell, if it's like completely unrelated to children, knowing the way he is now, it makes me so much more at ease knowing that we're gonna bring a whole child into this world together and we're tackling that together. I'm still terrified of the thought of like someone being wholly dependent on me and me having to get everything right, and scared of messing up and traumatizing them. Like, all of those things still terrify me, but knowing that I don't have to do it alone, and I'm knowing how much of an amazing person I have by my side to go through that, makes it a hell of a lot easier. It puts my mind at ease so much. So please, 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 please do what you can to choose your person carefully. Even if you spend years before marriage, like, trying to figure out if that's the right person for you, do it. Because the last thing you want to do is end up with someone that you regret being with, that doesn't treat you how you deserve to be treated, that doesn't support you, and then you end up having kids with them, and then you're literally bound to them for life at that point. Like, it's very hard to, you can't undo those decisions. It's not hard to, it's like impossible. I will always stand by the fact of marry late rather than marry wrong. I feel like in our culture it's so normalised to marry early and, you know, do all these things early, have children early, make all these big life decisions early on when you're less experienced, when you're more naive, when you just haven't had the, you know, the brain, what's it called? The frontal lobe has not developed yet. And you make all those decisions, and then sometimes you end up regretting them, but it's too late by then. Yeah, just protect yourself in any way you can, because it's a very vulnerable time, it's a very difficult time. And even with all that support, and even with the most incredible person by my side, I've still found it so incredibly hard. I don't want to make this all negative, because it's not a negative thing, and I'm obviously in a very privileged position. I'm so grateful that I do have those circumstances. And don't get me wrong, there are people that are far more privileged than me, that have whole families and people supporting them, and I've definitely seen that for people close to me that are also pregnant, and I've seen what I've been lacking. But I mean, the cards you're dealt are the cards you're dealt, and I'm just going to continue focusing on what I do have, and what I have is pretty great, so we're content over here. Looking back, I'm actually really glad I documented all of that. I cut it down a lot for the sake of this video, but it is really nice for me to kind of look back and remember, because your mind does play tricks on you sometimes, and you do start to feel like, why was I in bed for 3 months straight? Like, why was I so miserable and so unwell? And like, what was that about? Like, why did I lose myself for such a big chunk of time? So I'm really glad that I did kind of document that time in a way, just to remind me that I never want to go back there again. Anyways, that now brings us to our second trimester, which is what I'm currently in. It has been completely different to the first trimester, which everyone, I guess, tells you, but until you start feeling it and existing in it, you don't really understand how big of a difference and a shift there is. I still do have a lot of the same symptoms in a way. They've just dialed down a lot. For the most part, I'm feeling a lot more human, a lot more normal, a lot more like I can actually get on with my day and function properly. So that's all good. I kind of really want to be really honest and raw and open with you and not really sugarcoat my experience, because as grateful as I am and as like super thankful I am that things are obviously, well, touch wood, working out quite differently this time than it did the last time I fell pregnant. I feel this guilt for complaining or touching on any negatives, but it's also the reality of the situation. It hasn't been that much of a positive experience. I have really genuinely struggled with the experience. It's not been an easy, smooth sailing pregnancy. I've had scares, I've had really, really intense symptoms. I've just not found it that easy to like take in my stride. Yeah, I kind of just want to be honest about that, I guess. Now, I'm feeling very excited for our new chapter because we have entered a new space, which is still a work in progress, and it'll, inshallah, be our first home of 3, which is crazy to say. One thing I do want to say is I have no intention of becoming like a mum channel or, you know, making everything about me having a baby. Like, that's not why I ever set up my socials in the first place. I know that's not why you guys follow me. This is obviously a big new chapter in my life, and I definitely want to kind of share the journey, and it'd be kind of hard for me to not, kind of an impossible thing to like not share while sharing your life in general. But I do want to just make it clear that like don't expect to come to me for like expert motherhood, baby related advice, or like I might share things that have worked for me or my experience here and there, but it's not my intention to become like that, be the focus, if that makes sense. I really do want to continue just sharing my life, like more career wise and just like lifestyle stuff, and like I want my platforms to kind of remain in the realm that they're in, but maybe like it'll come from a different perspective with me like entering a whole new chapter in life. I feel like that's a given, but I don't want to center my content or my life around that. I've got a lot to actually start doing to prepare for the baby's arrival. So things like that I may share in little snippets of vlogs and stuff, just because I guess that's my life now. And that's what I do. I share things going on in my life. So from that angle, I expect to see like if we go baby shopping and things like that. But for the most part, I want to almost find my purpose again, if that makes sense. I really feel like I kind of lost my sense of self at the beginning of my pregnancy, at least. And it's weird to say that that happens so early on, because usually women say that that happens like when their baby actually arrives, and in the postpartum period is when they kind of lose themselves. And I feel like that kind of already happened to me. Maybe it'll happen again, I don't know, but I'm kind of in this space where that's happened to me, and I'm trying to figure out how to get back to myself again. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know what's in store for us going forward. All I know is that I want to continue bringing you content that you guys enjoy, and I don't really want anything to change over here that much. So I don't know if that's either going to upset you or make you like relieved. I don't know. So let me know in the comments like what you guys think in terms of like what you want to see from my content going forward. I do have a vlog coming up soon, which is more like house moving focused, because that's obviously the era that we're in also right now. And then beyond that, it is going to just be a lot of just lifestyle in general. So whatever's going on in my day, my week, I want to take you guys along and share with you like I always have done. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts in terms of like what you want to see content wise. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for being here, for watching this video, for sharing this moment with me. Growing up is wild. Like, I don't understand what happened in the last couple of years. Just want to say thanks for being here. And through all these eras of life, I feel like I've been doing content for a really long time. And the me that started content all those years ago compared to the me now is just completely different person. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.